For years, more than 100 temporary shelters that the city purchased have been sitting in storage. Now, some of them are finally expected to be put to use. Our Dryden Quigley shares where you could see these temporary housing pods pop up in the next few months.
$1.2 million worth of housing shelters have been sitting in storage. 108 pallets that look like this that took about 4 years to be approved by the fire marshal. Now the city is putting a call out to organizations that want to use them as temporary housing for the homeless.
Nonprofits, faith communities who may be interested in standing some up on their properties, in particular if they're already serving folks that are experiencing homelessness.
Councilmember Aaron Evans says there are limitations to where these can go. They have to be spaced out on a flat surface and in an area that's already zoned for it. So these won't be popping up in your backyard.
I've gotten just a few questions like, are we going to have any on my side of town? And it's a kind of TBD, and it really is dependent on, who applies. But I think, just the idea that we can't have them in certain spaces like residential uses.
Now, the Nashville Rescue Mission has already told us that they don't plan on applying for any of these pallets, but still they're a good example for somewhere that they could go. They have a large open parking lot where the pallets could be spaced 12 feet apart, and they already have experience in homelessness services. The city is starting out by giving up to 25 to an organization as a kind of beta test. They said the plan is for all of them to be in use one day to make a small dent in the housing crisis.
That was one of the reasons why there was so much passion around these shelters and why wasn't Metro using them, because I think everybody can see that there's need.
We reached out to some of the local shelters and churches. We haven't found any yet that are definitely applying for the pallets. The deadline to do so is June 4th. In Nashville, Dryden Quigley, WSMV4.